Now that 2016 is coming to a close, I wanted to talk about some of the games I'm looking forward to in 2017. Forgive me if I leave out a game that you're looking forward to, these were just the ones that caught my eye and that I might want to make videos for. I'm going to keep the list alphabetical, so keep in mind that they aren't ranked based on which one I'm looking forward to the most. Agents of Mayhem. I'm going to be completely honest, I'm finding it really hard to want to try this game after watching a few hours of gameplay videos and interviews. Though there are two things that draw me to this game, the first being that it takes place in futuristic Seoul, South Korea, which is an amazing city if you ever have the chance to go, and the second reason being is that it's developed by Volition. I loved Red Faction when it first came out, I loved the Saints Row series up until its last installment, I'm hoping their newest IP will be just as amazing. Not to mention, Volition's sense of humor has kind of grown on me, and I could see some of it in the videos I've watched. Though I have to mention, I'm actually expecting to be disappointed a bit, because if this game were developed by someone else, I wouldn't even bother looking into it. It's not really my type of game, but I'm trying my best to keep an open mind. I guess you could say, I'm looking forward to finding out if I'm going to be disappointed or surprised. Crackdown 3. Supposedly it's been delayed to 2017 because it's actually shipping as two components, one being the campaign and the other being Crackdown Online. The campaign supposedly will still have online co-op, while I'm not sure what Crackdown Online will be. We've seen Grand Theft Auto do this with Grand Theft Auto Online with great success. I personally enjoyed previous Crackdown games, the abilities were cool, the transforming vehicles were cool, but what specifically draws me to Crackdown 3 is the 100% destruction. For Honor. So in For Honor, you choose to play as a samurai, Viking, or knight, and depending on the mode, you can fight a number of other players or a mix of players and NPCs. I liked the combat in Chivalry and Mount & Blade, and the combat in For Honor looks like an evolution of that. I also like the idea of games that place you in the middle of huge battles. I used to be a huge fan of the Dynasty Warriors series when I first played Dynasty Warriors 2 for the PS2 at a GameStop long ago. I wish they made the combat system deeper and more complex instead of dumbing it down every iteration, and I think if they did do that, they probably would have ended up with something similar to For Honor. Ghost Recon Wildlands. Ubisoft is known for both its open world games like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Watch Dogs, and its Tom Clancy titles like Splinter Cell, Rainbow Six, and Ghost Recon. This is their second time kind of mixing the two after The Division, with some notable differences, those being that the setting is obviously less urban, and the baddies aren't bullet sponges like they were in The Division. The game features 4-player cooperative play, character and gear customization, vehicles to traverse the open world, and building friendly or hostile relationships with different factions. The gameplay looks like a mix of Far Cry and The Division, and I can't wait to give it a try. Mass Effect Andromeda. When it comes to story, BioWare is one of the best in the industry. I've enjoyed a majority of their products like Baldur's Gate, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire, Dragon Age, and of course the Mass Effect series. These days I don't really play games for their story anymore, but I like the Mass Effect universe. The gameplay was pretty fun in the previous Mass Effect titles, and Mass Effect Andromeda only builds on top of that by incorporating a skill tree system that gives you more freedom on what skills you can use, letting you switch your skills without having to start a new character, and an open world with a focus on exploration. Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. So from talking about For Honor, you already know that I like the combat in the first Mount & Blade. On top of the combat, Mount & Blade is pretty much the medieval simulator. You can choose from a wide array of backgrounds, like a mercenary or a noble. You can start as a nobody, join the army, and work your way up to betraying your king and taking his throne, or continue to serve him loyally. You can build relationships or betray whomever you want. You can destroy and loot towns and castles, or you can help or receive help from them. The RPG aspect of the game is really strong, though the game definitely felt dated in graphics when it was released. While Mount & Blade 2 does look better, I hope that it isn't at the detriment of one or more of the various systems that were implemented in the original. State of Decay 2. I played the original one a ton, and if you haven't, whichever mode or expansion you play, the gameplay consists of finding and establishing bases and communities, avoiding or taking out hordes of zombies, and collecting resources like medicine, ammo, guns, and cars. Compared to most zombie games out there, the experience was entirely single player with a ton of NPCs to be rescued and partied with. but it actually works out really well, because you'll get story elements that you wouldn't really get with actual players. They might mentally break down and run off, forcing you to find and rescue them, and if not, the members of your community that you need or get attached to might die. It was the perfect zombie apocalypse simulator in my opinion, and the only thing it was really missing was co-op, which is coming with State of Decay 2. Red Dead Redemption 2. As we all know, Rockstar does open world games really well. They have a huge attention to detail as far as the environment, and I don't think any other developer out there can make their open world locations feel as realistic as Rockstar has in their previous games. If you haven't played RDR, it is still the best representation of the Old West in a video game. The environment, the atmosphere, the minigames, and the game mechanics are spot on. A lot of people actually think that RDR is better than GTA 5. I'm very excited to see what Rockstar can do with the Red Dead Redemption IP after what they have learned from GTA 5 and GTA Online. Yakuza 0. While this game was already released in Japan in March of 2015, it will be arriving to the United States and Europe in January 2017. It's an open-world action-adventure game set in Japan. There's a strong focus on story with a bunch of CG movies and drama and hand-to-hand combat. The game is set in 1988, so there's a bunch of minigames appropriate to the time, like playing classic Sega arcade games, karaoke, disco, and there's also nightclub management, real estate, and bikini wrestling. Some games that were originally on this list that were removed because I doubt that they will be released in 2017 are Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, and Shenmue 3. Well, that's it for me. Again, I'm sorry if a game you're looking forward to didn't make this list. I might have missed a detail that would have otherwise sparked my interest in it, or I might have missed it completely. So go ahead and tell me why you're looking forward to it in the comments below. Also, I'm not saying any of these titles are going to be good, I'm just looking forward to trying them out. My name is Phunky, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Resident Evil 7. Nope, never mind.